Hello, dear ones. It's Eldon again. Have you lost something? Is someone in your life not here anymore? Are you looking for that right it? Well, I am Eldon, and I am a life coach as well as a spiritual magician. And in today's topic, we're going to talk about things that you have lost. I'm going to share my story of loss. And just beginning right now, I'm getting choked up. Back about 5 years ago, I had a very good career working at a hospital. I had a very nice apartment. My mother was healthy, and I opened up my fitness business. Within months, my mom unfortunately got sick with cancer. I got laid off from my job. I had to close my business because there was no income coming in. I lost my apartment. I was going through it. It was one of the worst times of my life. I lost a lot of things. I lost the things that I've loved. It was a really tough time for me at that time. I was really wondering why these things were happening. I was really wondering, questioning myself. I developed a personality disorder. It was just a really rough time for me at the time. I just want to talk to you about those that have lost, whether it's a loved one, a partner, a job, a business, a home, a car. One of my friends taught me, and I didn't see it at the time, I see it now. These things didn't happen to me. These things happened for my benefit. And there's a lot of mentors out there. I follow one. His name is Elmer. And he said the same thing. It was just, at the moment, it wasn't clicking. I was just, why? Why is this happening? So I rearranged my thoughts, my patterns. I ended up getting help from a therapist, a hypnotherapist that did wonders. I ended up moving out of California and into where I am now in Florida, and things started to change. I came to Florida with a massive amount of debt. I came here, I think it was $45,000 that I owed from just previous things like the fitness business, all of those expenses, bills that I had to pay, credit card debt. And she told me, you're going to find the answer overnight, because I didn't have any money to move. I didn't have any money to take a plane. I didn't have money for nothing, for anything. Sorry, that was bad English. I didn't have money for anything. So she goes, you're going to find the answer overnight. So I slept on it. And the following morning, like a light bulb, I have airline miles. I booked that ticket so fast. It was incredible. Started packing my bags. I had a flight, I think, in 2 days or 1 day, something like that. Started packing my suitcases and all of that. And I spoke to my father. He had a friend of the family that, or he has a friend of the family that put me in. And she put me in her home and all that. We'll talk about her later in a minute or two. But I did it. And I landed on Tuesday, had an interview on Wednesday, and started working on Thursday. From there, the avalanche of work just started. Do you know that I paid off the $30,000 in 6 months? That was unbelievable. But you know what? Like I've spoken, it was within me. I just didn't know it. It took her, this therapist, to help me through that. She guided me, which is what I do here in my practice. I guide people that have lost their way. I lost my way. We all at some time or another lose our way. But it's my job to guide you to get back on that path. So I also want to tell you something, because you also have the power to use this to negotiate yourself. So the first $30,000 that I owed, and the rest $15,000, I'll talk about that in a minute. The first $30,000 had gone into collection. So I did my research on how to get out of collections. So I called up these collection agencies, and one of them I owed $4,000 to. And I said, I only have $1,000 to pay for this. And he goes, I can only release this debt for $1,200. And I said, how do you want it? And he goes, you can pay me with a credit card. You can pay me with your checking account. I'll take the number or whatever. All right, done. And I also want a letter from you to let me know that this has been solved. This debt has been solved. So I got the letter, because what you do is you also send it out to the credit bureau so that they can remove that entry. This is not a financial class. This is a course, a discussion on what have you lost. So what ended up happening was I did the same thing with the other collection agencies. Now, I did save the $30,000 to pay these creditors off. So what did I do? I used divine inspiration to guide my words to speak to these people. $30,000 in debt that I had, half of it, I paid it off. The rest of the money I owed my father, I gave him 2 checks in the amount that I owed him. I'm like, cash one in May and the other one cash in June the following month. It happens for a reason. The money and the things that I've lost, I got them back. Let's talk about my mom. Unfortunately, she's no longer with us, but she is here in spirit. And I'll tell you why. As you know, when you move to a new city, you have to find a doctor, a primary care physician, and all of that. Did you know that the primary care physician, the one lady, she had my mother's first name and my mother's maiden name? Oh my God, I'm getting chills right now just thinking about it. My mom is taking care of me. She doesn't have to be in this physical realm. Yes, I get it. Her vessel left, but her soul is still here. Not just in here or in here, but around me. Second instance, I was working with this other lady who in this job, and the same thing. Her mother's name was my mother's first name. Now, of course, she didn't have the same last name, but she was guiding me. My mom was guiding me. Her spirit is guiding me, was guiding me, will guide me. And that's what today's topic is. Do you really lose things? Have you lost something? No. Because that spirit is energy, it comes back in a different form. My friend from the first grade, I haven't talked to him, since we left high school. And he was my best friend. We used to go everywhere. I mean, he was just a good person. Well, guess who have I been Guess who I've been training for the last 4 years in my fitness business? Him. Did I lose him? Or did the spirit or source, or I call the universe, give him back to me? We're friends now. We're back. We're back to training. You don't lose things. They're just reconstituted or transformed, or if you use the word transmuted, they're transmuted in different forms. You lose money, you're going to get more back. You lose a partner, you're going to get them back in a better form. You lose that job, you're going to get a better job that pays more money. So if you feel that this content, this conversation was beneficial to you, please share it with someone. Please hit a like for me if you don't mind. Because what happens is it transforms this content into content that will reach others. So thank you so much for listening today. I'm Eldon. I'm a life coach and I'm a spiritual magician. I thank you and love you, dear ones. You go out and you have great days.